How can I not care for them? It is his face I see, smiling through their pain. I wash his body and wrap his wounds and lift him into a new bed. Always remember the poor, give alms, feed the children. For those who do this, he loves. Recording angels take note, but I have no need of them. My nuns follow behind me. I follow behind him. He lays out our path. What more can I ask for? And she gave me that on the 6th of this month. And then another one. I continue to serve even now upon the inner planes of heaven. Many here reach out with joy. Their burdens are light, as the Lord told us. It is easy to miss the mark, being so caught up in the world, thinking that more important than the soul. Oh, dear children, look about. How can you help? Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Jacqueline talking about Mother Teresa of Calcutta.
Mother Teresa. She was first born as Agnes. She was born August 26, 1910 in Albania. Being baptized August 26, she always considered her baptismal day, the 27th of August, as her true birthday. In 1919, her father fell ill and died, after which her mother, raised her as a Roman Catholic. In her early years, Agnes was quite fascinated by the stories of the lives of the missionaries and their service. So by the age of 12, she was convinced that she would commit herself to a religious life. Thus, she left home at the age of 18 to join the Sisters of Loreto in Rathfarnham, Ireland, as a missionary. So she arrived in India in 1929 and began her teaching work in a small town up in the mountains of Himalayas called Darjeeling. Then we know that she took her first religious vows May 24, 1931. At that time, she chose the name Teresa, naming herself after Teresa de Lisieux, the patron saint of missionaries. Serving as a teacher for the Loreto Convent School in eastern Calcutta, as she was traveling from the convent in Darjeeling back to Darjeeling from Calcutta. I was to leave the convent and help the poor while living among them. It was an order. To fail would have been to break the faith. So Teresa writes also, she was an avid writer in her diaries. In her first year, she wrote, "Our Lord wants me to be a free nun, covered with the poverty of the cross. Today I learned a good lesson. The poverty of the poor must be so hard for them. While looking for a home, I walked and I walked until my arms and legs ached. I thought how much they must ache in body and soul, looking for a home and food and health. Then the comfort of Loreto, her former order, came to tempt me. You have only to say the word and all that will be yours again," the tempter kept on saying. "Of free choice, my God, and out of love for you, I desire to remain and do whatever be your holy will in my regard." I did not let a single tear come. Thus began her vigilant work. Teresa received her permission from the Vatican October 7, 1950, to start the Diocese congregation that would soon become the Mother Missionaries of the Charity. Its mission was to care for, in her own words, the hungry, the naked, the hopeless, the crippled, the blind, the lepers, all those people who feel unwanted, unloved, uncared for through our society, people that have become a burden to society and are shunned by everyone. It started out as a small order, only 13 members in Calcutta. Today there are over 4,000 nuns. In 1952, Mother Teresa opened the first home for the dying in the city of Calcutta. She was criticized for that because she was also caring for those who were sickly and those who were on the deathbed, but she always had hope for all of them. She was often criticized for her donations, which she received massive donations from all over the world. One comes to mind was from a drug dealer in Haiti, and Mother Teresa never criticized or judged, and that is one of. And she also founded the Missionary Charity of Brothers, was actually founded in 1963, and which numbered over 450 brothers worldwide, operating over 600 missions, including the 5,000 nuns and their charities, in over 123 countries. I also want to be aware that in 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her work undertaking the struggle, poverty, and distress, which constitutes a threat to peace. Although she refused a conventional ceremonial banquet given to her and asked that the $192,000 be given to the poor in India, stated that earthly rewards were important only if they helped her help. What can we do to promote world peace? She answered, go home and love your family. Building on this theme in her Nobel lecture, she said, around the world, not only in the poor countries, but I found the poverty of the West so much more difficult to remove. When I pick up a person from the street hungry, I give him a plate of rice or a piece of bread. I have satisfied. I have removed that hunger. But a person that is shut out, that feels unwanted, unloved, terrified, and the person that has been thrown out from society, that poverty is hurtable, and so much, and I find that very difficult. Towards the end of her life, Mother Teresa did receive some criticisms as well. Some thought that maybe she, how strong was her faith in feeling that maybe, God was never with her. She was always yearning to be so much closer to God. And she often had doubts. And where is my faith? Even deep down, there is nothing but emptiness and darkness. If there be God, please forgive me. When I try to raise my thoughts to heaven, there is such convicting emptiness that those very thoughts return like sharp knives and hurt my very soul. How painful is this unknown path. I have no faith. Repulsed and empty, no faith, no love, no zeal. What do I labor for? If there be no God, there be no soul. If there be no soul, there be no Jesus. You also are not true? Mother Teresa described after 10 years of doubt, a short period, that there was a darkness, a period of strange suffering. She writes, though, in many letters, I want you to pray for me. Jesus has a very special love for you, as for me. The silence and the emptiness is so great that I look and do not see, listen and do not hear. The tongue moves but does not speak. I want you to pray for me, that I let him have a free hand. Mother Teresa became ill in 1996 and also had a broken collarbone. She died here in 1997. Where did Mother Teresa find the strength and perseverance to place herself completely at the service of others? She found it in prayer and in the silent contemplation of Jesus the Christ, his holy face, his sacred heart. Privately, Mother did experience doubts and struggles. She felt the presence and neither in her heart, always in her heart.